Famous Mellow Ho. Early day. Great day to y'all. Be a little quiet since it's, you know what I'm saying, early. Mercury just went into Virgo, so we gonna be going into that pre-retrograde Mercury retrograde phase, which is not gonna be too bad as long as you have been planting good seeds with how you've been expressing your communication with what you like to be seen as far as your enjoyment, character, expression of your individual way that you like to express yourself and way that you like to be seen, for what you like that partaking, having fun with, and getting pleasure out of, basically. So Moon's still in Aries though, so we're gonna be having a influence to our power is going to be to influence transforming and transmuting pain and suffering into healing, creating emotional connection, going on our spiritual path and destiny, all with we passionately motivated and desire about our personal interests and value in our personal, what we value in our life. So, as well as how we have fun, enjoy ourselves, create entertainment, have fun, be creative, and just express ourselves when it comes to our way of being seen and the way that we express love, appreciation, and value for those things that we as well can get influence from. People have that power right now to influence people with what they love and appreciate and value about what they have fun and see themselves as entertaining or enjoying at with their sun or whatever house you have Leo in. It's gonna be what you doing that in, but being creative and with love, or being fixated in the way that you feel or express yourself with how you love and appreciate stuff. So people are going to be able to influence that right now, as well as expanding our mind when it comes to how we gain wisdom, knowledge, experiences, go through experiences, and handle aggression, passion, motivation, and desires as far as when it comes to our environment and what we're creating in our frequency, what we're creating in our environment with Gemini being there and Jupiter and Mars right now. We're gonna have the power to influence expanding our mind and communicating about what we desire and how we handle that frustration, as well as power to influence how we are comfortable and what we feel secure, and how we gain safety, and our fears, embarrassments, and desires would be like, and relating that with others. We'll have the power to do that, to influence people with that, as well as, excuse me, Saturn and Neptune being in Pisces, gonna have structures, boundaries, and when it comes to our how we express our dreams, fantasies, delusions, faiths, and beliefs through our dreams and delusions, faiths, and beliefs is going to be where our power to how we're going to have a power to influence that is through our dreams. So and spiritual transformation of in our spiritual transformation, we're going to be able to have the power to influence that as well. Our vibe and our what we're transforming is dealing coming from our way that we take power and control with our associates in the public, in a vibe of how we build and see the reality of our dreams, imaginations, fantasies, and faiths and beliefs, illusions, or whatever the case may be, in our dreams. So our vibe from that we're transforming in our associations is with our dreams and fantasies, faith, beliefs, and how we're transforming our faith, beliefs, imaginations, delusions, fantasies is in our personal life. It's going to be the vibe of how we transform in our dreams through taking pain and suffering and transmuting into healing, creating emotional connection around, and going on our spiritual path in our personal ways that we personal life and what we desire, are motivated or passionately invested into, and what we value and have personal issues with. And Taurus will be the vibration of how we're transforming our personal life, our values, and what stabilizes us, and what we're individually being creating our individuality and being unique around is our value and how we gain structure with our gifts, talents, and that's going to be our vibe of our transformation from our personal life, and from what we're being unique and individual about. Our transformation from that will be how we're expanding our wisdom, experiences, and knowledge, and a motivation being invested in communicating with our passions and desires about that. It's going to be what we our vibe of what we're going to be, how we're going to be transforming our value of our gifts, talents, how we and what we value. And so, as well, right now, our vibration of how we're going to be transforming our character and the way we express ourselves in a way of entertainment, or how we have fun and enjoy ourselves, is going to be through how we think and analyze and what we're communicating. It's basically going to be our vibe right now of how we're transforming that way of being seen and expressing love, appreciation, value, and what we have fun and entertain ourselves with. Virgo is going to be our vibe in that transformation in Mercury, how we communicate and analyze and deal with work routines and patterns. How we're going to be creating, what we're going to be basically mainly creating our frequency around right now. It's going to be how we take our associations in the public eye in a unique and individual way, how we gain power and control in that. Our personal interests and value of our personal issues in our life, in our personal life, dealing with our transmuting of our pain and suffering into healing, our spiritual path, and what we're creating our emotional connection around. It's going to be what we're creating, how we're creating our frequency from what we're associating, and what we creating the frequency of what we're passionately invested into in our personal life when it comes to how we transmuting pain and suffering and into healing and our spiritual path, and what we're creating emotion around. It's going to be expanding our mind and experiences, knowledge and wisdom, and how we deal with passion and how we deal with aggression and our motivations and desires when it comes to communicating that in our environment and what in our surroundings. And it's going to be the frequency that we're emitting from what we're creating in our personal interests and value of what we have going on in our personal life. What we are creating the frequency of Gemini through is our character, the way we express and go about having fun and being entertained with the way we're being seen and loved, and value and appreciate things that we find entertaining or enjoy doing or get pleasure out of doing. Basically, is going to be what we're creating our frequency around, what we're communicating in and expanding our surroundings and environment, and what the frequency of creation would be from our character and way we express and have fun and enjoy ourselves. Is going to be through being relatable and in our relationships and how we relate through what we are embarrassed and fear and have desires around and feel secure and safe and stable with in our relationships. Basically, is how we're going to be creating that frequency of what we like to express ourselves and way of being seen and how we love and appreciate and value. We're going to be emotionally reflecting as far as our reflection in our internal realm. As far as our emotions, is going to be through our expansion in our mind of communicating with our environment and being passionate and about and having desires about that and being passionately invested into that. It's going to be what we're reflecting from our dreams, imaginations, fantasies, delusions, and way of building on reality of our faith and belief in dreams and imaginations. Our reflection of our associations, what we associate, and our public with is in how we take power and control in that area. Is going to be how we're going to be reflecting our emotional. What we're going to be reflecting on is what we value and about our gifts and talents and how we stabilize and bring stability, security, and safety when it comes to our individual way of being an individual, or you could say being unique. That's pretty much going to be how we're reflecting our associations and what we are associating, how we take power and control over situations in the public, and as well as Gemini being our emotional reflection of where our dreams is coming from, of a reality of building on it, and a space of where our dreams originate from, actually, and through expanding our mind and our experiences, knowledge, wisdom, and what we're passionately and invested into, and what our motivations and desires would be when it comes to our surroundings and our environment. That's what we're reflecting on when it comes to our dreams. So, and lastly, what we're reflecting on is our character. How we see ourselves to be unique in an individual with our gifts, talents, values, and way we, go about love, appreciation, and valuing things. It's going to be being emotionally reflected through how we have our character express itself in a comfortable way of being seen, and how we love and communicate with each other, or not communicate, but how we love and appreciate and value one another's way that we express as well. because Leo is social as well. So we got to connect that with, see what I'm saying, our outside life, which we have internal and external. So this is what makes us be seen. So this is how we're connecting with everybody, is through our character and how we want to be seen right now. As well as what we're going to be emotionally reflecting on when it comes to our gifts and our values, being an individual and how we be unique in that area. It's pretty much it. And what we're going to be trying on is our personal interests, value, and issues when it comes to how we transform pain and suffering into healing and growth, and our spiritual path, and how we create emotional connection with what we're passionately invested into, as far as our desires, our motivations, what motivates us, and what we're personally invested into is going to be seen with how we're expressing ourselves, and the way we're being seen is going to be how we like to have fun and entertain ourselves and enjoy ourselves, and create pleasure, and as well as that's going to be what we're showing, you see what I'm saying, love, appreciation, and value through, is our solar expression of our personal life. So our character of how we express ourselves, and our social life. As well as the air trine right now going on with the 3 air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. It's going to be about how we, our solar expression of what we're communicating in our environment, and expanding our mind and our desires and passions, and what motivates us, and how we deal with that. It's going to be being expressed through how we relate, and are relatable with what we have fears and embarrassments and desires around, as far as, and as well as what we're comfortable and feel safe with, and how we feel secure with. We relate, how we relate, and what we relate about. And it's going to be our solar expression of what we're communicating in our environment and our surroundings, and through what we relate about, and how in our relationships, and the way we relate, as well as how we build on, build on reality of our associations, associates, and the public taking power control in that area. It's going to be how we're going to be having our solar expression of what we relate about. So in our relationships, what we in conjunctions, how we're expanding our how we're expanding in our body. It's going to be through our dreams, imaginations, faiths, fantasies, beliefs, delusions, you know what I'm saying? And in the way that we build on reality, and the way of seeing reality, and our way of seeing how we build on the structure of our reality, and our dreams, imaginations, fantasies, faiths, and beliefs is I mean, yeah, we're going to be expanding our body through how we express ourselves with our faiths, fantasies, imaginations, beliefs, and delusions when it comes to our and the way of being seen in our how we express ourselves and how we love and communicate. How we love and appreciate and value that character that we are expressing is what we're going to be expanding through our body. So, as well as how we relate and our relationships and our way of relating through what we desire, fear maybe, or are embarrassed about, and what we're comfortable and what we feel secure within, and how we gain comfortability through our gifts and talents and value when it comes to being an individual and being unique in that area, is how we're going to be expanding our body of that value and gifts and talents is through how we relate and our relationships and what we relate about. How we're going to be expanding our bodily expansion through that. How we, in our relationships, is going to be through our dreams again. How we build on, how we see the way of harshly building, or our harsh way of seeing reality, and how we build on that reality, and what our dreams, fantasies, imaginations, faiths, beliefs, and delusions is around our dreams and fantasies, imaginations, faiths, beliefs, and delusions. It's when we're going to be expanding our body and when it comes to our relationships and what we like to relate about, or how we relate to each other in that way, I guess you could say, through our dreams. And that's how we're going to be expanding that of pretty much our character, and how we're going to be balancing the power of that character in the way we express ourselves, and self-expression of the way we like to be seen, and how we like to have fun and enjoy ourselves with our love, appreciation, value, and relatability. Is through our associates, and the public eye, and how we take power and control in that area. And through balancing the power of the two. Excuse me. Through balancing the power of our associations, associates in the public, and how we take power and control in that is how we're going to be seen in our character with that balance of power. So, as well as in our personal life and what we like personally invested and passionate about, and have motivations and desires about, with how we transform pain and suffering into healing and growth in our spiritual path, and what we create in our emotional connection around is going to be seen through how we balance our power of relating and being in our relationships, and how we relate about our desires, embarrassments, what we may fear, or how we gain comfort, gain security and safety within our relationships and how we relate. It's pretty much how we're going to be balancing our power of our personal life and our spiritual path, and how we're transforming our pain and suffering into growth and healing, and what we're gaining emotional connection around. So that's going to be the opposition right there, is to balance that power of the two, because every zodiac, every sign is two energies to it, basically. So that's like Libra and is the outside, more yang version of Aries, which is the yin version of yang. So where our first emanations come from. So which the Leo is going to be how we're expressing that and relating that in our associations with our public life, in how we take power and control of that. Is how we're going to be balancing the power of that as well, and vice versa. How we are seen in our characters, as well as how we would be balancing the associations and what we associate, and how we take power and control in that area, in the public eye, I guess you could say. So yeah, it's just a kind of quick rundown of before later today we're going to be moving into moon being exalted in Taurus. So yeah, it's pretty much that, and then we're talk more about the Mercury into going into Virgo, retrograding back into Leo, and yeah, so have a good day.